Not Weekend Update is kinda back. YouTube removed one of my videos for calling the former president a liar and also criticizing Starbucks for not paying its workers a livable wage, while at the same time giving their new CEO a $7 million sign-on bonus. Do you know what that means? Just for taking the job, he got an extra $7 million. Imagine that. But they don't have the money to pay people a livable wage. Now, I don't want to talk too much about that because, I might have a shadow ban. And YouTube removed one of my videos. Hopefully their AI bots can't pick up on how I pronounced all of that, and we're in the clear. I just don't want any more of my videos removed. All I'm doing is reporting on the news. Apparently you can't even do that now. So we'll see how long Not Weekend Update is back. We'll see if my channel has been keel-eyed. Maybe I'll try to teach myself sign language, and I can tell jokes via sign language. Because the algorithm gods know that if you just talk about, report the news, and make satirical jokes on it, you might get banned. So let's give this a go and see if this even reaches anyone. The writers are on strike. Good for them. Solidarity. And they got some of the slickest strike slogans ever. The only thing I wish out of this strike is that we could see more cross-industry solidarity. Because I'll tell you what, with the labor movement happening right now in America, we could really use some of those writers' clever writing on all the strike slogans. If any other industry goes on strike, writers, throw some dogs a bone. Come on. Write us some clever stuff. I've seen your signs. They're amazing. Now, the fascinating thing about this WGA strike is that collectively, all the companies that refuse to even counteroffer their employees, those companies collectively lost $10 billion the other day. And yes, the stock market was down, but that just proves they got money to piss away. And the fact that they're not coming to the table to at least provide some kind of livable wage offer to these writers just shows how much greed is destroying our country. Those billions could have met what the writers are asking for the next few decades. For crying out loud, they're not even asking for the entire budget of Avatar's catering. They're just asking to be able to survive. And if you find yourself wondering what side of the line you're on, don't cross that picket line. Look at what these CEOs have been making. Who knew the WB's CEO was making $250 million a year? $250 million. That's grotesque when some of your employees can't afford their rent. Apple just announced they're going to do $90 billion in stock buybacks. Stock buybacks? What are those? Well, let me tell you, they were illegal until 1982. I'm guessing lobbying made it legal. The rich made it legal for them to get richer. Stock buybacks are when a company spends a ton of money to buy its own stock. And all that does is enrich the people who have the most stock. Because buying their stock back means less of that stock on the market, which manipulates the stock price to go up. It's a scarcity manipulation tactic. That's all it is. And guess who usually holds some of the most stock of the company? That's right, if you guess CEOs, you're correct. So the rich are just making themselves wealthier. And to all of you who have the Robinhood app and think you're some kind of capitalist because you own 10 of their stocks, you're not really affected by this. We're talking about the Warren Buffetts who own millions of the stock. Those are the people who get wealthier for doing nothing while a company buys its own stock back. This serves no purpose. It helps not the economy. It helps not the workers. It doesn't help anybody at the company or the company itself. It only helps or enriches those who own the most of that stock. Not you Robinhood Wall Street bettors who own a couple doesn't. I only wish people got as upset with this class war crime as they do when Apple changes the charger with each new phone release. Anybody else find it funny that Apple announced a few years ago they're not going to include a charger with each new phone purchase for the environment? At the same time, they've been changing every kind of outlet and phone adapter you need for their phone, creating more waste. Okay, Apple, if by for the environment you mean for profit, then all right, greedy bastard. And finally, as I'm terrified to report on this story, as not a big YouTuber, who knows what YouTube's gonna censor me, a homeless man on a New York subway had his life ended. Did you get that? For acting erratic, as the media described it. Now, I never knew in America the sentence for acting erratic was that severe, but if so, then Kanye West might want to go see his doctor. Thanks for watching Not Weekend Update. Who even knows if anyone's going to see this? Honestly, I don't know how long this YouTube channel is going to survive when the algorithm designates you a hazard to society for satirically reporting the news. Thanks, if anybody's watching. I appreciate you. Thanks for sticking with me. Hopefully the algorithm hasn't completely killed. Did you get that? My channel. Nervous on what I can say now. Jesus. I fought against this because I did nothing wrong. And I wanted specific clarification on what community guideline I violated. And they just sent me the list of all of them. Which I went, what? Again, I've read them all. I didn't break any of them. I do satirical news stuff. Can you narrow it down? And they couldn't. Maybe us YouTubers could unionize. That would be awesome. Anybody for it? Anybody? Any big YouTubers? Mr. Beast could do it. I mean, Mr. Beast, if he just said, let's start a union of creators, it could happen. Wonder why he isn't doing that. Thanks for watching. Oh, and never cross a picket line.